had so many dreams, guys. I could go off one on the top of my head, but sometimes when I go through my dreams, sometimes I'll be like, huh, that's interesting. I wrote some of them down. Oh, do you guys have dreams, or you guys remember your dreams? I would like to know. I would like to know. Oh, I don't need the dream journal for this one, folks. Oh my gosh, this one is so nice. Of course, it's as chaotic as my D&D, because my imagination is like crazy. Okay, at first, it started with, I was in a classroom, right? I was in a classroom, and the teacher was saying something, and one of the girls in the class wanted to show me something on their phone. And when I looked at the phone, it really was cryptic, right? And it was like aliens was messaging her. It was not like Morse code, but it was really quite strange. And then when I went through the back, because there was like a fire drill all of a sudden, I brought the cryptic phone with me, and I thought I was going to throw it into the lake, because there was a magic lake in the behind the school, and there was a lot of trees. And when I walked all the way to this lake, I was gonna like either throw the phone or take a picture. But all of a sudden, when I looked beside me to my left, there was a well. There was a well in there. And then when I looked, I was gonna look inside the well, but there was a lot of people surrounding it, and another person behind me was trying to talk to me, but I couldn't understand what the person was saying. And then a whole bunch of other people was diving into the well. They set the well on fire, and then they was jumping into it, and they had like body paint with no clothes on, and they was just diving into it, and it was crazy. I was freaked out. And then all of a sudden, when I looked to my right, I hear a large rumbling with lots of water. And when you look to the right, we're in the middle of the woods with the well on the left side, and then when you look to your right, you see a imagine Rome, the pillars and the things that's really tall, right? Other people was jumping into the well. Let me drink some water, hydration. Okay, jumping into the well, and it was a water well over there. And a lot of people were jumping into that well too. And then all of a sudden, there was a huge dragon. The one with the fire was on the right, coming from the well. There was a fire dragon, and then there was a water dragon that burst through the wall. So I had to run, because 2 dragons of fire and water is not great. I somehow ran to the mall, and when I went to the mall, I wanted to find some things, and I went to the store, because like every person's for themselves at this point, and it was a lot of chaos, so much chaos and yelling and everything in the mall. And when I went into the store, the phones and the pots and pans, I saw like people I recognize in my dream. It was like teachers or something, right? And the teachers was like, we can't let you escape or let you do something. So I grabbed a pan and hit them in the head, and I ran for it. And then I knew there was like water coming up, because the dragons, and so I went to the kayak store to get myself a kayak with a life vest. And then I heard the water leaking, and the store was already filling up with water. And then the water burst burst open, and we was on the top floor, by the way. I was all buckled in. Well, it doesn't have buckles, but you know, the kayak. It was not a regular kayak. It was one of those um rapid kayaks, the one that you can go on rapids with. So I flew from the thing, the water. I glided over the water and I went down the balcony. And then I went down, all the way down to the water thing. And I saw a whole bunch of people try to swim and paddle. And I tried to paddle upstream because all this fire dragon and water dragon was intense. So I kept going, but I was getting really tired because paddling upstream is like impossible. So, because there was like a whirlpool. There was a whirlpool that was trying to take everyone. So it was too strong. So it flipped flipped my kayak around, and then I went down the whirlpool into this little hole in the ground, and I crawled out of it. It was dry now. Now we're underground somehow with dirt. It was moist dirt, and it's like you just coming out of a cave or into a cave or something like that. But what's that? I saw myself in the mirror and I saw my siblings there. And everyone had like dirt on them too, and it was like, oh, finally you came or something like that. And we were trying to figure out a way to get out. And I was looking around and I was like, this place looks familiar. Maybe we can get out of here. And we was coming up with the plan, and I went up the stairs. Hopefully I'm not talking too fast. When I get excited, I talk a little fast. Okay. Okay, I'll answer it when I finish. And then I'll read the message about the dream when I finish too. And then when I went up the stairs, I went into my aunt's house. But this time, I no longer have dirt and stuff on my skin. I was pristine clean. And when I looked around, everything was blue. Like a eerie blue. It felt sterile. Like everything was like clean or something like that. So when I did that, I saw my same siblings sitting at the table eating. Everyone was so formal, and I was like, how did that happen? And they're older now too. Everyone's older. And I was like, I just saw you a second ago. And what happened? You guys finally escaped. But they was talking in monotone, and I was told by my aunt to sit down and eat, but I didn't want to. It felt quite strange. I felt like, dang, can I escape this place too? And then when I looked out the window, I saw deers out there, like the ones with the big antlers. It was quite strange. And then I think I woke up. Yeah. It was quite intense.